Upgrade your next meal to perfection. Cast Searing Spice to instantly enchant any meal. Defend your food from boredom. Get Thermo Alchemist Searing Spice. And untap the flavor.
Available at Singular Superstore and Marasas Market.
Hello everybody and welcome to Propaganda 1 year older, as I had a really cool birthday, and here's some of the gifts I was given to myself. And we saw this a bit last week, but everybody wanted me to play BruteSquad again, so this is how we're going to end 2022 as far as this list is concerned, where I'm leaving it. I've gone back and forth with the indestructible lands, more on that in a little bit. Thanks for joining me nice and early as always, you two, Nim Chimpskey and Shirazman. Awesome to have you with me as always. So yeah, I'm running only 3 seats today. Having a seat draw early is bad. That's why we run so many artifacts. I even considered the new one, the Trips for Blue from the Brothers War. I just don't know what I would really cut for it. We have a really even human count, and we can't really pick on any more humans because we're a little bit delayed on that. I used to use Moon Circuit Hacker. Problem with that is we don't really have any evasion outside of some combat trick math and just building things up, and it is just I never liked seeing it. It always drew 1 card and then it was dead. So anyway, the mana base here, I'm running 3 seats, 1 plane, just in case, they make us fetch something. I want to have 1 out there. 4 settlements. This is just MVP, especially with Ornithopter and such, and 4 dens. Speaking of Ornithopter, we're still high on the art of this card. And a Dayakuba, all right, he's here live. And Karanui. I'm sorry if I messed this up. This wasn't my busiest day in time of work. Oh, well, we're glad to have you with us here. Yeah, we're always up on YouTube later. So anyway, I had a bunch of 5-0s with this about, 2, maybe 3 years back, and it was right before the printing of Cannonade. And I'm not going to lie, Cannonade can be a wrecking ball here. It's why, and Gorilla Shaman is kind of a beast, so that's why in our sideboard we're running 4 Blast. But anyway, so we've got 12 lands, 4 Thopters, 4 Tooth, 4 of 1 Mind, and 4 Thoughtcast. Thought about going the black route here, but it's pretty hard to beat 1 mana draw 2 and not have to really dig into our resources. We're not playing black sack style. And picking on our resources, I found to be kind of a little not worth it. And we got the new art from Seb McKinnon, not new art, but the new frame of the Springleaf Drum. I always say Sprig Leaf. I don't know. Just my eyes. Anyway, 4 Gingerbrutes. This is right on key with the month, right? It's kind of getting wintry out there, and gingerbread cookie smell. We've got 4 husks. I was thinking it'd be cool. My son brought this up for a secret layer drop. If they had some new art and a new old school border for Gingerbrute, that'd be pretty sweet. Maybe that'll be happening, and I'm foretelling the future or preordaining. We have 4 Flayer Husk. Don't sleep on this card. It is so good in this list. It gets in early. If you're a lot of times Glint Hawk will bring it back. You have a big blocker for another 5/5. This is a really misunderstood deck on how to play. It's kind of it can kill you quick, and it can win a grind too, like block sack against seekers and such like that. So we got some card advantage here. We got 4 Glint Hawks, 4 recruits, wake up math here, and then 4 Sunchaser, our best creature in the list, and then 4 journeys. Just not messing around. Graveyards aren't that safe anymore. Journeys are where it's at. We've got 2 Light of Hope, 4 Hydroblast, 2 Dispel, 3 End the Festivities. We get there with the drum and with 4 Holdout Settlements. Harsh Sustenance used to be main, and I might regret this here and there. We, against like Tron's coming back, and there's a lot of Tron locks and fog locks, so we will lose game 1 without access to this. I used to go as high as 2 of these in the sideboard and 1 in the main, but for right now I'm just doing that. And 4 relics, just because we're kind of the artifact persuasion. So we're just gonna have some fun today and see how this does. I've been having a lot of fun with it, and one of those lists, I don't think it's all that great in the meta right now, so I wouldn't take it to a league personally. That being said, when I'm kind of in the mood to play it and just feisty, I tend to win those games. But so what we want to really prevent here is the the seat draw. We need them for the artifact count and stuff. And I've been really messing around. I want to take a tally today. I'm just going to write it right here. When we draw a seat and we wish it was whatever that other one is. Well, you know, the bridge. I can't remember the name of it. Hey, check out the new Vault of Whispers, too. That's pretty sweet. The Thraben prison city built to house the outcasts and dissidents. It was there that Phyrexia's influence first festered. Fall of the Thraben. Ah, it's so cool. The lore of that card's so awesome. Anyway, Bjorn Prime. I'd love to see a schematic version of Gingerbrute. Yeah, that would be sweet. You and me both in Golden Age Batman. Thank you. I've fallen in love with Pauper thanks to Mono Black Burn. Awesome. Yeah, well, you got Chid 3 to thank for that, because I don't think I would have ever come up with my version of it if it wasn't for him, but that's how most lists work, right? The genesis starts somewhere. I discovered Pauper through a few YouTube vids. I don't ever need to play... Oh, yeah, you're right. I don't ever need to play a different format either. It's just, it does everything. You can't... Even when I'm down on Pauper and I'm mad and I want something to be banned, I'm just like... It's just so superior, you know? It's just got everything. Speaking of everything, look at that artwork. Woohoo! Here we go. All right, let's see. We really want to... This is a very... first-hand dependent deck, and there. So this is when seat's okay, because I've loaded this with 1-drops that are colorless, and the seat is really going to pay some dividends here, so we will keep this hand. We've got everything we need here. This is a very, if you're new to Gingerbrute, which I'm sure most of you are, I mean, what do I call this list? BruteSquad. Stare at your opening hand for about 10 seconds longer than you normally would. Okay, we've got another seat, so I don't mind coming in and just thrashing in for a free damage here. Sometimes I'd set up the drum play there, but we can do it next turn. And then all of our creatures are hasted Bird of Paradises. Why do I say that? Once the drum's down, your summoning sick creatures have something to do. That's why I just love Springleaf Drum. I wish the more of those they print, the lower this thing gets. Maybe some version of this mixed with last week's 0 list. Heroic. This could be a problem just because they got their flyer out early. I mean, we do have our Sunchaser, but I don't think we're going to really be trading with that. So, of course, you know, I'm worried about the land we have the least of, and we draw 2 of them, which is pretty unlikely. I could thrash in with this. I think I just want to... Let's wait till they invest in that, and maybe we could throw a journey on top of it. But right now, I'm just going to... bring out our heavy hitters so we can try avoid any sort of life race here, and maybe we can keep them off us for a turn. Man. Karune. I don't know. I wish Little Fight was here to spell it in my language. Oh, and Nim Chimpskey, I just saw your country thrash ours in soccer. That was pretty fun. Congrats. Your guys' ball handling in the World Cup was very impressive. I'm surprised we even scored. All right, let's do this. I like when they tap out. This is good times. Problem is, that Deathblade Elite's bad times too. Speaking of times too, we've got Thoughtcast coming in. We can do some good there. Boy, I wish we played Scale, right? Scale of Chiss-Goria. We could block here and live. Pauper Tim's in the house. All right. Yeah, we're having a big block party here at our pad. My wife's moving all the furniture around. We're going to have a huge game night for my birthday was yesterday, but everybody's celebrating today. So I got this to play, and then I go and play cards all night. Dalmoody and all kinds of other good ones here. Okay, let's draw some stuff. Bloop. Can we get... Oh, man. We're likely to hit something land-based. Let's try this again. All right. Yeah, mean deck. Well, we can draw another card there if we do this. Play this to this. Drop the hawk. Drop the hawk. You gotta drop the hawk. Yes, we will return this. We will play this. We will play this. We will play this. We're not done yet, folks. I'm tempted to not do anything here because when they provoke, we can tap. You know what I mean? But if they want to spill the resources, I'm cool with that. We'll drop here. We already have our human count's a wee bit low. I can always play Flayer Husk at any time. We'll drop this here. Not bad for 2 mana. Powering out all kinds of stuff. Paladin 19 in the house. Oh, Cesibar, good evening. It's 6 p.m. here in Italy. We played against some time ago. Crushed me with the zero deck. Oh, thank you. It was, it's funny. Whenever I see somebody from Italy now, my son's really into this Assassin's Creed game, one of the old school ones, and so our family just keeps going Assassione because it's just the I know Italian people don't sound like that, but it's just the trope inside of the game that they tend to go a little overboard with their exaggerations of culture. So he's been in love with a few of the newer ones, and now he's going back in time and playing like the very first ones. My son's a absolutist, completist, whatever you want to call it. He just has to finish something like 110% perfect every level, that sort of thing. He's a little OCD that way. Yeah, Paladin 19 in the house with the old school propaganda knights. I meant to phrase it as knights, but however you want to say it is all good. 15 to 17. We're just not wanting any sort of a life gain to show up here. That's okay. Actually, very glad he put that on that. We can always sacrifice one of these. I think this is a bit of a misplay. I would have put one of those on the Death Blade there and start mowing down my team. Note to self, as we move forward in just this matchup, it's good to probably keep a Springleaf Drum back so that we can react to the Death Blade trigger. Hexxen Rouge! Yes! Awesome. Good to hear from you, my friend. I was worried the last few bits. All right. Good to have you with us. It has been a while. We were worried. All right, here we go. Let's see. It's a close one, folks. This is ridiculous. We cut this from 4 to 3, and here we are with all of them. All right. Well, I need to keep one of the ladies back. Let's play out a Husk. We might as well just dump the hand here. Next turn, we're going to have to dig that clue and try to get a journey, but right now we're just going to play a sacrificial Sunchaser. Try saying that 5 times fast, I dare ya. Bring this out. And we can always trip this EOT if we waited, but I want to get some volume going here. And I technically could do that. We're just going to attack here. Attackione. Hiya! Crunch. African Haggis in the house. Boy, we got all kinds of people. Thanks for joining me early and often, everybody. That's a strange block, isn't it? All right. I'll diversify our threats here. And, not sure. That's a very curious play. It's down to the wire. They got removal for our flyer and another enchantment. We're dead. Boop, boop. Vondock. All right. YouTube fan right here. Hello, hello. Thanks for joining us. How awesome is this? Uh-oh. Oh, for a second I thought those were ethereal. One of them was ethereal, so I'm like, we're dead, but I don't think we are. True to BruteSquad's nature, this is usually how you win. It's just these little grind fests. Unless they have a holy day. Yeah, I think they saw that. I appreciate that from our, let's say, heroic win. All right, so against heroic, they're probably going to have some form of Journey to Nowhere technology. This is such a great design. I wish they would do this for every color. Just extreme flexibility. It's hard to fight against this list or this card. Always relevant. There's always something to do. But seeing that we're up against white, I think we should do that. We really like to see these a little more often. I could probably lose a Gingerbrute. It's kind of a late game card, but I don't want to in this scenario because if they're running Seeker of the Way, life gain always an issue, and you can sack it and then they don't gain anything. So that being said, I'm going to get rid of one Husk, probably one Tooth. I think I'm just going to leave it like that. And the Festivities is an interesting card, but I don't think there's enough 1/1s to really warrant it there. So Groovy Hut Lord. How's everything going? It's been a minute since I got it. That's right. Yeah, it's cool. Awesome to see all these names I haven't said in a while, especially Hexxen Rouge in the house. All right, let's do this. And check this out. Check out the Ornithopter if you haven't yet. Hexxen Rouge. We got all kinds of new lands. Now watch all day. We're just going to have Seat of the Synod, right? And just okay, there we go. This is fine. Glint Hawk acts as a cheap Skyfisher here. This is a great hand. I mean, if we had a Drum here, it'd be insane. Ornithopter and Drum is so good that it makes me almost want to hybrid it with last week's deck where you take like a Phyrexian Walker. But if you don't have those explosive hands, then top decking any of those 12 cards is a little lackluster. Alrighty. Thanks for joining me here nice and early, everybody. Appreciate it. We've got all kinds of stuff chimed up and ready, including one of our newer commercials, Glint Hawk Security. I try to keep things on theme. All right, we'll just blast this out, and we'll play out a recruit. I think that's the best roll. There we go. A little combat trick and Light of Hope, or we can just take out, maybe a life link or something. Says Bazaar. It's nice to see some non-meta decks. Paupers. Yeah, so deep. I think you're right, and that's what this show's all about. It's funny. Every once in a while, I'll play like 1 or 2 weeks of like the meta decks, and the ratings just go like this, and it's like, why? Because they're everywhere, and everybody can see those anytime, any place. And you can't come up with the new ideas unless you throw things into the fire. So that's what we're all about. And make no mistake, this at one point, I mean, if you watch our, I have a tutorial on this. If Nim Chimpskey or Shiraz can dig it up, I know it's in the comments section of the deck list I sent you guys. But it's kind of a tutorial back when I was playing it, and I had like a 2-week run where I don't know, I had probably 8 or 9 5-0s, and I posted 5 of them on there. Different meta back then, of course, but very, very relevant deck, and the speed is just crazy. There's some hands we haven't seen one yet, but hopefully today we will, where it feels incredibly tier 1-ish, All right, here we go. I'm going to do this pre-combat. It's very important to do that here. Thank you for that, Shiraz. That's the deck list, and underneath that you'll see a little how to play this sort of tutorial, right? I'll play our second line for the turn. Wink, wink. We could go a little crazy here, right? We kind of forced to do this. Our guys aren't really online yet, though. All right, well, we've got a big blocker. This is, again, Flayer Husk doesn't look like much. In-game, though, if you start realizing its value, it's so hard to get rid of. Like, if a new card comes out, like that new, Trip It, Unearth blue card, I was like, maybe I could lose the germ token. I played one game, and every time I wished it was a germ. I'm like, this doesn't get to 2 mana. Or when it does, you need to do something better with it than to just draw a card. And being able to block and improve your critter and stuff is huge. Yeah, Nim's pretty fast. All right, we got to get rid of that ethereal armor because that's going to kill us real quick. But as you can see, unless they have some sort of trample trick or evasion, we can stay alive long enough to kind of usually kill in the air or find ways to win. That's kind of the MO of this list, right? Alrighty, well, we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to play the Hawk, bring back the Den. I wish that thing had tapped, but what are you going to do? Yep, we're not mana screwed. We got plenty of mana. Be nice to draw a drum, right? I think I want to keep this back for a random enchantment that might get through or the other things. So, or do we wait? We could just kill an Inspector. Just keep trying to attack in the sky. I really need that second mana here. We're at 16. I'm gonna get a guy out. I'll save that for maybe, I don't know, something that it might get protection from white. We can get around that for the time being. African Haggis says, I built both rogue stuff and paper in the meta. It's time to choose. I always end up trying the rogue stuff. Oh, this is the channel for you, my friend. There's nothing sweeter. It's like when you win money versus earning it. There's all gambler fallacy there. It's just so much sweeter when you win money than it is to earn it. And it's the same. Yeah, winning a game or a tournament's awesome, but man, when you do it with your own idea, it's like tenfold. Not just copy pasting. Come on, let's get something. No, we need that, but right now, not too. Not gonna lie, where it says we usually have a 2 mana access by now. We don't. I think we're just gonna throw the Ornithopter into the fire here. Might be worth it just to take it. I don't like being in single digits though. We got to keep our human there if we do draw a of one mind, especially with our mana fight, and that's the way it is now. In last game, that seat, I definitely want it to be a seat or bridge. Even though we drew 3 of them, I preferred last game. I'm keeping a tally of if I want seat to be the indestructible one, because that tempo loss is real. There are real times when you will get locked out of white, despite how much over design I've put into this thing. Come on, tap out. Let's just draw a seat, journey, and have a nice safe win here. About 2 striking us here. Ancestral Blade. I beat my LGS Pauper tournament with Boros Heroic Prowess deck, getting 10 boosters. Nice! Alright, they're coming in. 11's a lot. I don't need a flyer that badly. Metal proof, not really an issue here. I will block with the recruit next turn if our situation does not improve. It improves. This is good times. We're not going to be winning any battles here, so let's drop this for blue. Tap this. I'll be sacrificing this dude, and be nice to... Oh, okay. Well, maybe I don't want to sacrifice that now. I've won mines online. Maybe I kill the hawk. Tough decision. Or I just take it. I think we're just going to take the damage here, guys. I don't want to lose my hawk. I've got a 3 turns victory formation. Let's be dangerous. I can always, if it goes out of control with enchantments, I can always choose to block. Obviously, not unless it's a pro-white, but we're screwed either way with that. Seat would be good, but I'd rather it be... Yeah, seat would have been better than drum, but now that we have drum online, we have all of our creatures turn into birds of paradise with haste. That was strange. You forget that it has vigilance, or they just F6. Oh, feel bad for our opponent. Sometimes that kind of stuff happens. Let's see. We would have drawn... Oh, that's huge. Then we would have drawn 2. All right, it's not going to let us show. Let's just go off to the second one here. And hope for the best. Join. And win. Maybe it was 6 p.m. their time and they had a few gin and tonics. Who knows? Yeah, Light of Hope was at the brink of that whole game, and it was right at the tip of our tongue and just didn't seem like the optimal play. I was waiting for either some sort of life gain element or whatever, because I throw enough bodies in front of this. See, it says we've only have 24 creatures, but we all know Flayer Husk counts brings us up to 28. Resetting with this, 32 almost. You can make a logic swing with that, right? Yeah, pretty cool. When Aaron drew this, he always focused on this little creature right here when we were playing our Pictionary games. I think we have one of those in our our Pictionary show that we do sometimes. But I was like, all of his focus was right here, and then just this little bird in the sky, and I couldn't get it for like 20 guesses, and he was like, yeah, look, and I was like, oh, come on, who does that? And for purists out there, a lot of times I played Settlers Encampment and Holdout Settlement and just didn't have artifact lands, just a hose like Gorilla Shaman. We'll keep this. That's always a fun route to victory too. But it's definitely, you're getting more consistency, but you're also losing that explosive power of how the deck gets like a lot of free wins. So always just a very delicate dance. If you're not aggro-minded, you probably don't want to be playing this list. Another heroic list. I don't believe this is this. No, this isn't the same person unless they change their accounts. All right, well, we have plenty of land. We're bordering on being flooded now. I'll bring out Seat because it's pretty. And we'll drop a Husk. Metalcraft next. Get that Sunchaser online. We're just going to be drawing a whole lot of cards in about 2 more turns. Holdout Settlement doing its best impersonation of a... well, that's interesting. Not where they got to go. We're having a blackout. Oh, man. Hexxen Rouge, we love you, buddy. Stay safe. And please keep letting us know or send me an email if you can papaganda@gmail.com, so I can let everybody know that you're safe and sound. Glad I didn't block. I was like, there's no reason to do that unless there's a new white ninja I don't know about. I can't imagine what hexxen's going through. My goodness. This is an embarrassment of riches. We can do this into that. Oh, this is so good. We've got blockers for days. I just power out the flyer here, I think. We'll go crazy next turn. Let's get Our Lady on board. And if they don't attack, we know they're just kind of like stuck in the mud there. So another cool thing, when that germ token dies, you still have Metalcraft. So I know it's very obvious to hardcores out there, but some of you, that's one of those things, you know, you might go, oh, I don't want to lose. And it's like, no. The germ's just a bonus. Uh-oh. Journey's taking us down. All right. Well, same sideboard plan. Now we know it's going to be double valid, and we can end of turn Light of Hope, Journey to Nowheres. Maybe kill stuff. Who knows? Always respect lists that can squeeze in a Defiant Strike. Always a good card. All right. The drum shows up. All right. We are definitely flooded now. This list doesn't want anything else to do with these lands. All right. Let's lead off with this. Because we have a human and non, we'll have one mind right now. Bloop. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Let's do the drum. And we'll go get some. I'm not going to be blocking, and I can't kill anything. And if I have to chump block, I'm going to lose this guy. So I will tap this for this. We'll get blue. Draw some more cards. Hopefully a Thopter shows up. Nope. Okay, well, pretty crazy. Draw, what, 5 cards that turn. That journey really set us back, though. We should be chipping away for white lightning bolts here. Gotta roll with the punches, but boy, do we have plenty of land now. I just don't want to see any more land or drums now. Got away from drum for a while there when I was playing this really heavy and often. Oh, what's the deal with Heroic today? All right. We're bringing in 2 of these. We're losing 1 of these. And maybe a Husk. What did I do last time? Was it a Gingerbrute? I think it was. No, it wasn't, because sometimes they run the Seeker. I don't want that to be an issue. What was it? I think it was a Husk. It's a damn good blocker, though. Maybe I lose 2 teeth. You know what? I want to do that. I'd much rather have a blocker than repeatable damage in one spot there. So we'll just try that. Had very 50-50 games against Golgotha Red, which is kind of the new boogeyman. Just like Delver used to be, you've got to kind of build for that. It's like I either just destroy and it feels like, oh, this has no problem beating that. And then the next game I just get obliterated and stuck. And yeah, I think we keep this. We've got quite a bit of repeatable air power. I'll keep. I've got a blocker early. We're on the draw. We'll draw a seat. This hand's gorgeous, but... or a drum. Notice the theme here. There we go. I'll do this now. I'd rather get a critter out now. Critter out now means turn 2 Sunchaser. If nothing improves, or if we draw land. I could always double Hawk here. Oh no, that's our plane. You know, that's the one problem with... ooh, Fencing Ace. That's the one problem with the new Ancient Den. Is I thought that was an Ancient Den when I dropped it. It's so similar in detail, but we do have one. And hey, look at this. There's the proof of concept right there, right? Okay. That red kind of scares me. Let me bring out the drum. I guess I'll do this now. See if they have any sort of bolts. If not, we can have one mine next turn and go a little crazy. Would have been really nice to keep that germ back and block, but that double strike could get pretty scary. But we'll probably see it coming given the nature of Boros. Not many instant stuff worth going about. Cutting Voice. Oh, SPOT Ornithopter new art is amazing. It is. Yeah, we're getting very artsy the last 2 weeks on this show. Like I said, it was recently my birthday, and I splurged. I usually don't ever buy stuff for myself or that, but I felt it worth it this time. I'll let this through. Not worth my 3/3 going bye-bye. So this is Boros Heroic. Is our Sunchaser going to live? To turn sideways? Is this a new thing? Yeah, anybody wanting to hunt those new Ornithopter arts down, Goatbots is the place. I love MTO Traders. They help fund Pauper Classic Tuesdays, which I've been doing abysmal lately in. A lot of O2s the last, I think, 2 weeks in a row, speaking of Ornithopter. And Glint Hawk can always keep repeating that if you're in a pinch. And I like to support them, but their inventory, let's just say, isn't as vast as Goatbots, it seems to be. So let's just see what we're going to draw. Of one mind, we have a human. Boop. 1 mana to draw 2 cards. That's pretty sweet. There's a seat. Speaking of seats, meet and greet. Have a seat. We could, in a pinch too, you could return the Ornithopter and block with it. But, the drawback of this having such good art, I don't even like to block with it anymore. I just like keeping it around. I'm like, you can take the Sunchaser. I'll just let this dude live here. All right. Since we don't need that, we'll bring out another Sunchaser. And I'll bring out a Hawk. Return the Thought. If we didn't draw land, I'd replay it. We could just go crazy here, but still pretty cool. Attack! Whoa! The original list had like a totally different sideboard for a different metagame back then. Prismatic Strands package obviously made it. It could be marooned in your hand, I'm not going to lie, with this build. Outside of playing like a tireless tribe to get it in the yard quickly, changing everything up, you need to... It's a very powerful card, but Prismatic could often sit in your hands and be stuck there a little bit. There, so... Did we want this seat at the moment? Yeah, we're definitely flooded. Oh, you're right. For the tally, you're right. I would have nope, I want that to be seat there just for the tempo swing it allowed us. All right, Mr. Thopter. I don't know if there's really a combat trick that I'm that scared of in Boros colors. We take 4. Well, that was weird. Saved us a damage. Okay. All right, we'll start blocking now. If you just missed that, they had an opportunity to hit us for a lot more than that. Did I just make a horrible choice? Ah! Could have been much worse. Oh, sorry about the lag there. Here we are. Let's do this. Alrighty. Well, I like that too. Like that, like that, like that. Bring out another drum. Bring out another hawk. Return in a din. Yes. Whoosh. Whoosh. I'll bring this through. I can block and sack it, or I can just attack. I'd rather just lose the Thopter here. Worst case scenario, we block with the hawk if he's able to deal with the other one. So let's attack. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Trip the brute for 3. No joke. It's down to this turn. We have 2 blockers. That 1 damage might... if this was a tournament, I might have kept that brute back. I should play like that. 1 damage. Got him either way, and now we don't really have an out. So I'd count that as a little mini punt. You can see how devastating... Oh, dang, it gains trample. That's a problem. All right, I'm going to double block here, seeing all the combat tricks we've seen. It's a nice little... Don't really see that all that much. Ryle. Draw a card. Interesting list. Ablazy. Very curious. It's an interesting formula, you know, when you brew Boros and you want combat tricks, a lot of times Lightning Bolt won't make the cut, which is good news for us. A Cannonade here would be vicious. Wow. I think we're dead here. Block 4 of this, but the rest is going to get us. I should have kept that Brute back. Would that have made a difference? That would have been the first absorb. Yeah, it would have meant the difference. I do believe so. We absorbed 4 of it here, but hiya! Crunch. Are we alive? We have a... Oh, I guess we're out of... Wow, how close is this? My goodness. Alrighty. We're going to take a quick break here, guys, and I'll be back right after this.
The magic realm can be a dangerous and frightening place. The Glint Hawk's watchful eyes will keep your artifacts safe, or will sacrifice our services for free. Glint Hawk Security, returning artifacts to their rightful owners since 2010. Glint Hawk Security.
And we're back. Thank you for that, African Haggis. Every once in a while, I like to dust that off and remind people, you know, with all the new card sets coming out and stuff. We did have a nice little olive branch, or whatever you would say, back in the day, and they let us spoil that, and then it's just been dead air since. And all we've done is grow, and try to promote. But it is, after all, in the end, just me behind this little computer screen doing all these weird little stuff with the help of my awesome friends and mods, Shirazman and Nim Chimpskey. Pretty small little skeleton crew, but I like to really overdo trailers and stuff like that as my profession. So if you like that kind of debut, you'd like to see it. Remember, everybody was going ape shit. Sorry to swear, but that's what happened. It was a very well received, and so I thought we would at least maybe be able to move forward maybe 1 or 2 a year, and it's, God, what has it been? Almost 5 years? It's been crazy. So if you have any spare time, or you're on the Twitter sphere, which we are never on, me, I should say. I don't know about Shiraz and Nim Chimpskey, but I go there like once a year to post like a couple of our commercials, and then I get out of there. But anyway, if anybody does have access to that, really appreciate if you would try to represent us in the shadows, or let it be known, because right now it's just, like I said, it's just me. We are in a queue right now, and I don't know why today is taking so outrageously long here. Let's see where we're at here. There we go. Let's hope it's not heroic. If it's heroic, I might scoop. Enough heroics. Let's see how this does against the mountains or something else. Alrighty. Yeah, this hand's okay. Really draw dependent. I mean, all hands are, so. 1MHR, first time catching live after tons of hours of YouTube. I wanted to say hello from Poland. Awesome. Great to have you. Thanks for joining us, my friend. I'll keep this. Love getting the new chats. Golden Age Batman. Oh, yeah, the Dark Ritual Conundrum. That's a thing. This could still be heroic. Did I not get a memo today? All right. Well, that Glint Hawk's going to be doing some damage next turn. I don't really care if this lives or dies. I think we lead off with Inspector here. No, Recruit's there. We can get him for 3 next turn. Technically. Acquisition Octopus. Yeah, I just there's so many outlets now, and Snapchat and all the. It's just there's. Like I was saying earlier, there's just one of me, and between trying to come up with Decklist, making the show as creative and fun as possible with my little ads and stuff, there's only so much time in the day, and I'm pretty far from being what I call a phone face, where people just live on their phone. I really make an effort when I come home. I leave it in another room and just unplug, All right, well, we really drew a hot here. We'll rock like this. It takes that plan away, doesn't it? We'll do the flying guys next time. Let's bring out a Brute. We can get in for quite a bit of damage here. We could bring out... We could start returning the Tooth here. That'll be pretty fun. What's this? Oh, okay. Thought we were getting Mtmentat there for a minute. Island up. Let's bring out an Inspector, shall we? We have clues in our future. Get a clue now here. Hiya! Just like that, Sarah Angel damage for you old schoolers out there. Crack! Back when that and Air Elemental were the only flyers, because nobody wanted to, except for that red mage that lived down the street, always bringing his Shivan dragons, right? My son always likes to tell the story of Vivictus Azamadi. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that, but the huge 7/7 dragon that has 20 mana costs in it. And back in the day, I remember fighting like crazy to get one of those out, and it got terrored, or I don't know, Swords to Plowshare or something. And at that moment is when I became kind of keep my curve as low as possible, and that was a lesson that was hard earned. Boy, we are really getting flooded here. I believe we just smash. I don't really care about much. I think we just smash first and see where the cards fall. Let's just do that. Everything trades here thanks to the Tooth, so screw it. Let's go. Yeah, Nim Chimpskey, to call you a mid-range player is like saying I have that I'm bald. It's very true, very obvious. Oh, we get everybody. Okay, cool. I like this trade. Let's do that. Crunch. That's fine. Let's, oops. A little overzealous there. Oh, yeah, we have access to another mana, don't we? I'll just keep that in our hand. Alrighty. Yep. Bring this back. Bring this down. Drop this. Feel like a clown. Let's go. A lot of times, too, you catch the metagame if it isn't Gold Author Red. It's slowed down quite a bit, and so a lot of times BruteSquad can really, I mean, they're almost in single digits now, and they technically have 2 turns left. And if our draw engine shows up, which we have plenty of draw, my son loves this list because it just keeps refilling the hands so much. So, all right, I'm not quite sure what that was, but it looks to try to get to the end game. Our journeys, I think I'll keep those in. Let's let's get rid of one and bring in a Dispel just because it felt like we were going up against something that was of the counter persuasion. That's the problem sometimes with really quick lists. You can run people over, which seems great, but then in game 2 you're kind of like going in a little naked. So we'll see how this does. Always tempted to mess around with Frog Mites and Mer Enforcers. In fact, was it David Kane? I think it was. In that tutorial, I'll give reference to the person who sent me in a list. It was pretty different, but it was close enough. Just same with Chid 3 with Blackburn, right? Where it ends up being completely different in the end. But the genesis of the idea, I believe, came from him. It's mentioned in the video. I always like to give people props. And, that one had Mer Enforcers and everything. But, as I played it, it was just like, get faster, get faster. Less greedy, more evasion. It seems to be key. BruteSquad tutorial. Thank you, Nim Chimpskey. I appreciate it greatly. I worked my butt off on that one. All right, this is a really good hand. It looks pretty lackluster to a lot of people, but this has a lot of potential here. We'll keep this. We could first turn Glint Hawk, which might be the play. Just get our air power online here. It's fun to do that little Tooth Glint Hawk trick, but I'd much rather have a board presence than to do much of that. We always like when our opponent doesn't do anything. It's always a good first turn. And just to show you the power of the settlement, I'll just play it over the plains here. We only have one basic plane, and it's really been liking us today. I believe we're going to be able to do more with the recruit out. Let's bring this dude out. There's a lot of scenarios here where this attacks for 3 next turn. Future Sight's one of my favorite rares. I always used to like to build around that, and you have to have a little bit of that, at least for 1 or 2 turns when you play BruteSquad, to optimally play it. Hey, cool. We don't lose any artifacts. They take 4 earlier than they would have. Alrighty. I don't see why we don't play the plane here. I could do that to play that. Bring this back up here. Let's do this. I'll say yes to this. Boop. Play it again. I guess we could just get our human count just in case we top deck you know what. 1, 2, not enough for this. Please play 1. No thanks. We'll wait. Maybe they'll spend 4 life again and do it. Still not sure what we're playing against. All right. I think we lose the Inspector here. Of course, next turn, you know what? I think we'll lose the Thoughtcast here. I know we don't really have any Metalcraft cards in our hand. And we're going to get there regardless. And I love seeing an Edict. It's just, this is, I sure hope we run in a standard mono blacklist, because I just have to beat people over the head, including myself sometimes, reminding them how good this is against those lists. It looks like on paper, you're like, what are you doing? How could this even do anything? And it's like, it does a lot, man. It does a lot. I get rid of 1 thing a turn. We play 3 things, and it usually takes their whole turn to do it. And I've gotten back and forth with arguments with people, and then they show up online, and not to boast, but, I squish them real bad. Maybe 1 in 10 games, but it's because this deck draws bad or does something uncharacteristic, which happens to any list, Like that whole turn, they get rid of a germ token. It still represents 1 more damage because we can equip it. So, and, it might be better, since we're running up against a lot of these, to just bring back the Flayer Husk, get another creature out of the deal. But I'm too aggro-minded to do that. I'm going to rock like this. We're going to play this. Reset the Tooth. We'll equip the Husk. And do our best impersonation of Elon Musk. Sorry, that's a terrible rhyme. Drop here. Play this. Decided that 1 mini punt earlier. I feel like we're playing pretty optimal. That was a little, I meant to do it on that one. That was just a misclick there. I'll rock here. double value out of the tooth. All right, so we lose that dude. We still get him for 4, which is technically 8. Yeah, Trespassers, if they can get it out with a ritual, and it's definitely a thing, but, you know, that's another reason we have a Light of Hope. Journey to Nowhere's in that. Makeshift Munitions. A lot of times I want to bring in Hollow. If you could bring that up in the chat. A lot of people don't know about that card. And fantastic normally in this style of list because of Cannonade. It's a beautiful card. Yeah, there it is. Thank you for that, Nim Chimpskey. And I've always want to either mess with Dispel or my Hydroblasts to make room for it. And especially because it's white and you're not going to run into Hydroblast or Pyroblast to be able to combat it outside of another Dispel. Yeah, it's right there. It comes and goes depending on the metagame. Obviously, it's super good against Cannonade. I mean, you can gain like 30 life sometimes depending on what's going down. But I don't know. Sometimes it's nice to almost prevent yourself from having those overboard with putting like 2 of something or 3 of something, not 4 ofs in your sideboard, keeping things honest. Wow, we are flooded, but I like the hand. Yikes. This is super. This is almost put it back, but we've got reset value here. We'll keep. Karuni, yeah, we played that the very first week. We had our Breathless Knights build used the new recommission. I've been having a lot of fun with it in my White Infect list because White doesn't, you know, it really protects its creatures well. Maybe I'll play that next week. Kind of a fan favorite, that one. All right, let's, sorry, I'm getting distracted here. We'll drop the drum with the Thopter behind it. It'd be really one more away and we would have it, but we can't do anything with this. All right. Yeah, White Infect always has that issue, you know, but being able to bring stuff back and have it be improved. I mean, a 2/5 Vigilance Infect dude, that's pretty nasty. Oh boy, what is up with white decks today? I did not get the memo. Alrighty, well, let's power this out and then we can just Thoughtcast atop it. You know, why have this thing sit back and do nothing when we can draw something with it, right? Oh, this is getting gross quick. All right, we can't really do anything here. Cancel. Next turn I sure can. Yeah, Gruni, if you want to, sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. That's such a hit or miss list. There's sometimes I'll play that and, you know, just crush, and it's like, yeah, even in the Pauper Classic Tuesdays and stuff. And then, you know, you'll definitely have the 1/4 outings with it. Okay, this is kind of going tall with a wide list. Interesting. Well, before we do anything, let's see where we sit. Of One Mind. If you look at our... Okay, we've got another Of One Mind. Sure, let's do it again. Of One Mind. I like drawing 5 cards in one turn. That's pretty cool. Well, we're not going to be returning much of anything other than this, so we'll bring this down. Power this up. Bring this up. They're going to gain the life. That's okay. Yes. Bring this back. Play it again. Cancel that. Let's bring out the Gingerbrute. If he wants to trade, that's cool. Let's go. Yeah, maybe I'll loosely plan on playing White Infect next week. Well, outside of a combat trick, people just, they sleep on this tooth a lot. Sleep on a tooth. I wonder if that's ever been said before. Maybe some fairy godmother did it. My, I know December's a white month with snow around the world, but all these white decks is getting a little ridiculous. Exile the tapped creature, piercing rays. Cool artwork. The forecast calls for pain. That sounds like something Mr. T would say. That's pretty great. All right. Never had that played against me. That's pretty cool. It's best as mono white from what I've found. Yeah, and I have an enchantment based build of it. That's pretty decent, but it relies a little too heavily on solid footing to reverse the stats, as well as ethereal armor. When it works, it's amazing. You got the protection suite and bodyguard and benevolent blessing, but I've been messing around with a new artifact based build with Cloak of the Bat. I really like that. Giving something haste and flying with infect is pretty terrifying when it gets to that mid-range timing. Anytime you top deck, everything turns into a what's that 2/1 haste black one that's available. Propaganda has a few videos. Oh yeah, just a few is saying it lightly, but thank you for that highlight there, Nim Chimpskey. I appreciate it. So here, you seem like you're dead in the water. Nope. I mean, we can trade even because of Tooth. We can get through with this. We can, if we really had to, we could put Flayer Husk on stuff, or we could just draw some more cards and see where we got. Sorry, coming across a little cocky. It's just this thing gets so flexible at this stage of the game. It's just a lot of fun. Let's bring out a Husk. Don't really have to worry about too much combat damage here. Don't gain a life. Pull even. Let's you know what? Let's put this on here. That was a misplay. I should have tapped that for mana. It shows I've been out of the loop with this list for a wee bit time. I'll rock here. Since I'm not going to be attacked. Wait, this doesn't have flying. What am I doing? I thought that had flying. I'm an idiot. Let's see. Yeah. We'll do this. Make this unblockable. Whoop. You don't have haste. I'm getting through. Make no waste. Let's go. Gingerbrute. Wow. Yeah, we play Mono White Infect about twice a year. Like I said, it's feast or famine. Yeah, we got lightning bolt, colorless, damage, unblockable, minus a few, maybe dozen cards that are playable. Life gain could become an issue here. Be really cool to top deck a Ardent Recruit. That veteran keeping a minute. What am I saying? It'd be fun to just drop a Journey to Nowhere here and end this. Veterans probably, I think they'd be at about 6 life by now. Let's not forget the Flayer Husk also added some. Come on, that's fine. You're going to tap. That's good. And again, here we go. We drop a Husk, we equip it. We'll tap it for mana this time before we sacrifice it. How cruel is that? It's like, welcome to the world. Tap. Give us your life. Okay, now we're going to reuse you. Very Phyrexian of us, isn't it? All right, we just have drum logic for days. And these are the kind of hands that made me kind of go into that realm of, well, I'm going to lose all the seats and I'm going to play the Survivor's Encampment and Holdout Settlement, get rid of the drum, and it just didn't have the oomph. The stage of the game, yeah, it sucks to draw that, but whatever. All right, let's go like this. Keep our mana count nice and honest here. And just to show you that we have plenty of mana this turn, but I want to show you just so we play it appropriately. Tap this for this, and then we use that 2 mana to equip this so that it'll survive. And that's how I should be doing it. We'll bring out one more drum. We'll keep the mystery card back. Make this unblockable. Need the oomph. Hiya. Coming in for a whole lot. Opponent's got 1 or 2 turns left, depending on how much life they can gain. I mean, a Battle Screech would be kind of a backbreaker here for us. Well, that's out of a combat trick. Let's see if we can get through a 3 here. Need the Oompa song. Yeah, I'll probably play that next week. It's tough. I do this. I have this folder called Recently Used, so that as I go and the weeks go by, I don't, because I have my favorites, and if Sarazwan suffered through the early days when we only had like 1 or 2 commercials and had to keep replaying them and stuff, and I wanted to get out of that as quickly as possible. So now we get to the point where we can go like 6-7 months before I have to repeat stuff. But to avoid that, like we just played Glint Hawk Security, so after today's show I'll throw it in Recently Used, so I just can't see it, and it's out of the program. And that way, and then when I'm able to like kind of exhaust all my options and keep it keep it fair. This is kind of strange. I like this greatsword. I still have not got one. It's pretty awesome. A lot of people don't know this card because it was in that sleeper set. And we always have the option to block here, but I like him turning stuff sideways. I mean, we could tap this in response. Never forget that if something goes down like that Deathblade Elite style. But I've really considered this in Wide Infect myself because of the ability to, you know, get rid of a blocker. But right now, the opponent's deck seems to be fighting him a little bit. They're not really going wide with the life gain strategy. They're kind of going tall with this. So recommission. There we go. It's a pretty good use for it. Climb up to 10 life. That darn sword is doing some work here because it's taking away our ability to just kind of sit back and what BruteSquad does the best, right? We chip in and then it's over, baby. All right. Well, there's a few things we can do here. This is why you want to play out your drums in case you run into these turns where you want to trip. Let's do this because if we get a Journey to Nowhere here, we're just feeling good. And I'm going to keep my mana a little more open than normal because one of these will tap, and so I want to be able to block here. So we'll go like that. Yeah, let's trip. Let's go like this and trip. Come on, Journey. Journey or draw. That's pretty good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could bring back the Husk too. That would be pretty fun. We could equip Husk here. Still have enough mana to do that. I like this move. Let's put the Husk on that. All right. We'll play this. We'll tap the Ornithopter, bring out the Hawk. I believe we're going to return the Ornithopter at this stage of the game. This is kind of getting a little scary here. Yeah. I'd rather that than the 1 damage here. I'm aware it's there. I will not be blocking with the Hawk, so I will use it for mana to make this unblockable. If he wants to trade, that's fine. I really am getting kind of scared next turn. There's scenarios where we could lose this one, so I'm making our Hawk do its best impersonation of a Sarah Angel. It's not quite as vigilant. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. Coming in for a potential 6 here. Boy, our journeys have really been hiding from us, haven't they? All right, we'll get in for 6. Looks like the turn will be settled this time next game. If I die of a caffeine overdose today, it was a good life. We're hosting that nice dinner party / game night, and I do not want to be sleepy. One of the problems, I'm a natural early bird, and my job makes me even more so an early bird. So even like on Sunday mornings, 5:45, 6 a.m., I'm just bloop, I can't sleep past that. Problem is, when you have a nice game night, you start yawning at around 4 p.m. So either I get a nap in or I just start chugging the fiend. Thanks for joining me, everybody. It's always, there's one thing I've always been, it's consistent. Always here, always doing the propaganda dance. So love having you all with me and hanging out. I don't know why they're not attacking with both. I guess, yeah, keep the blockers back. This illusion of keeping a blocker back. Look, the only thing they're really preventing right now is the Inspector getting in, right? Flying, flying, haste. So, one of attack there, I believe. Tap our dude. Yeah, we got to stay aware of that unless we trip our own brute here, which I think might be the play. Red Wanderer. All right. What a mysterious, cool name you have. What's the deck about? One of our mods, I'll give you the little link there. We've got a full video on it. I used to crunch tournaments with this thing, and that's highly requested a lot. Very misunderstood list. Haven't lost a single game today. That might change here. Bring out the Recruit. We're very flooded at this stage, though. That's when Flayer Husks just are MVPs. Let's see. Let's make things unblockable first and foremost. Or do we want to gain the life? let's consider 1 damage versus that. Now, we could go 2, 3, 4, and do we just win like that? Oh, we just win right now, don't we? Can't be blocked unless they have, oh yeah, interesting. They could have prismatic strands here. That would get us to a next turn. So I'll keep this hawk back. It's no sense in attacking for over damage. Okay, they had prismatic there. I think we could have still pulled that off, but oh boy, I feel bad for him. That's brutal. Okay, so this was I guess just kind of a white weenie style build. And the festivities feels pretty good here. I don't want to get too over the top. They did seem to go tall, meaning they enchanted stuff. So we haven't, these things have been hiding from us today. Not quite sure. I could probably lose a tooth and a brute. I'm thinking of, I want to bring in 2 Light of Hope and maybe 1 festivities, and I'll lose another tooth. Let's rock like that. Look at this gorgeous artwork. My goodness. Da Vinci himself might be jealous. How about both of what? Yeah, we do things a little different on this show. I try to treat it like a show as opposed to a stream. Red Wanderer. So like, you know, you can just click on that link and just download the list and immediately just import it, and it'll tell you what you're missing and everything like that, as opposed to just that's just how we do things. Oh, thank you guys. Yeah, look at you, little double whammy there. Oh man, 1 mana and we'd be off to the races, as I'm fond of saying, because Gingerbrute looks like he is off to the races. What just a maniacal sugar high look this cookie has. That's so great. All right, well, we have to mulligan this. Bloop. As much as we like the Springleaf Drum package. Boom, boom, boom. We have every mana color thanks to the settlement. It's slow, but it'll get there. We're on the draw. We'll keep this. Probably throw back light. Yeah. Done. It's like, we want to sideboard this in. Except when it's in our opening 7. Nice. Yeah, we call it BruteSquad. Make sure to check out the tutorial. I put a whole, probably 40 hours of work into that tutorial. It was a while back, and I came out of the gate swinging with this list, and didn't look back. Can even beat Foglocks with Harsh Sustenance. The original list has a lot of value too. I'm always mixing and matching stuff. Don't like all this lifelink though. That's frustrating. Oh, nice. Golden Age Batman with the holiday swag there. Oh, well, thank you for that. Alrighty. Well, we got ourselves a journey target if we draw slow here or get another mana out. I think we have to inspect here. Pull this dude out. Bloop. A Tooth is almost online. Mana's fighting us a bit. Given what we saw game 1, maybe they'll over-invest in the Sacred Cat. Not really a meta deck, but maybe they're working on it. Just alrighty. It's going to be hard to combat. Two mana. What are we running into? What is this new devilry? Huh. I'll fall for it. Let's go. Maybe he's got that sacrifice an attacker. That's fine. I'll get rid of a germ token if that's the tech we're leaning on here. Doop. Always point this tooth at an unmolested army at your least favorite thing in case they do have a last trick. All right. Well, we got it a +1 advantage here. Doubt that's going to last. Okay. That's a lot of mana to get rid of a 1/1. Piercing Rays. That's pretty valid, though. given that it exiles, you know, with blood fountains everywhere and Mer Enforcers and such. All right, cool. Do we stop the bleeding now? Or do we go for the kapow? That's an ancient den, so we can do this. We'll wait for them to build it up even more. See if they invest more. I'm doing this because they can't get through this turn, so maybe they'll invest even more in it, and then I can journey. So, yeah, and if I have to block, I'd rather block with the germ token, but I am going to be attacking here. I want to keep this back just for the, this is tough, you know. I want him to overinvest in that, so I'll tap this. We'll draw. All right, we've got that, we got that. All right, we'll just attack here for 2. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, Ebony Charm, interesting. I'll bring that up in chat. Oh, look at Nim Chimpskey before I can even ask. There it is. Bam. 1 life, X out 3 cards. Alrighty. Ancient Den doing its best impersonation of a basic plains. In name only, or minus that. All right, my plan is working perfectly. Are they going to overinvest? They are. It's going to cost us kind of an attack. We're going to go to 12, but then it's just, we just got so much card here. We're going to crack back for a whole lot. All right, I love when a plan comes together. Man, we just do a whole lot of good stuff here. First, we're just going to get rid of the problem child while he's tapped out. That's got to hurt. And the cat can't come back. And we'll go like this. Why are you doing that, Uncle Deluxe? Because we can do it twice. Mwah. Yes. The most misunderstood combat deck in Pauper history, so says I. If you like this style, give yourself like 40 games with it. You'll start unlocking things and before you start changing stuff up. It's usually you. That opening 7 is just everything. If your mana's there, you usually are going to win unless they have just crazy like Pestilence or Cannonades main. And I really believe in this list. We haven't lost today, but we have seen about 50% rogue decks. So Heroic's right on the border, right? And every once in a while it'll pop up. I know Methonical's last build of Heroic like a year back I really liked. Comes and goes. Efficiency at its finest. That's BruteSquad. Yeah, I'd always like Macabre too. All right, so, you know, you got some cool big 3/3 creature. What do you do with it? Well, you might as well draw 2 cards with it. It's high roll. Woo. All right. Oh, man, we could almost do it again. Darn it. I'm not afraid. Let's attack. Crack. We're going to take the Hawk out. That's fine. We'll make our Germ. It is flu season, so we'll represent that in a 2/1. Germ. How's that for bad dad joke? Crunch. Here we go. Woo. Yeah. Our next commercial break. La Conquista. Propaganda. Thanks for the hype. You've been doing great in Pauper Classic Tuesdays. I've had 2 bad weeks where I'm all fired up, and then I just take close loss, and I'm like, quit. Got so used to being in the top 8 so consistently, but oh well. All right. Our dude has been raid. And down comes the cleric. Oh, going to take out that journey. Not too big of a deal. I think it's just going to come back as the regular cat. Unless there's a bug. Everybody has such cool names. Dayakuba, La Conquista. Maybe I should have been called Deluxa. Nah, that doesn't sound good. Deluxo. That sounds better. Jaredgel, a long-time viewer of the YouTube. Hey, that little fox is cool. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. All right. So, hey, we got lots of emotes on our end too, man. We've got, check these out. Boop, boop, boop. I even got Shiraz in there. Got the Wiki Bear. Got Fling Tum Hot Sauce. Got this. Got this. Let's go. Huh. Can I do it here? How does this work? Yo. Let's do Does any of that work? I don't know. What's going on with this? Now I'm like locked out of this thing. All right, I got to get back to the game here. Boop, boop, boop. Channel emotes. No, go away. Get down. Chat. Ah, I can't see chat now. That thing's in the way. Oh well. All right, let's do this. Play this to this. Do the same old thing again. Let's tap this for this. Bloop. Crunch. I can't see the damn thing. All right, do I hit this? I am never in the chat. There we go. Okay. There we go. And now, can I hit enter here? There we go. Okay, that's the windfall I was looking for. All right, sorry for that huge aside that had no effect on the game. Some of our mini emotes. Shirazamon's handsome mug there, followed by me yelling at him. It was so hard to do the flame tongue hot sauce. It's like you have to know the show to even know what that is. Looks like an exploding bottle of hot sauce. I guess that's the point, though. All right, we'll keep the combat tricks back. Let's attack. Double tooth. Might be able to get rid of a... maybe he's got a skyfish and he wants to reset that. I don't know. We'll see what's going on here. Too much stuff. Too much reset. 2, 4, 6. That's right. Yeah, macabre. It's pretty hard to beat that. I wish they would give other colors options like that. It's neat to have a card that can't be countered and is, you know, relevant. You can just have like an alternate casting cost. Come on, opponent. What you got? Let's take out both their dudes and clear the battlefield of tricks. Crunch. Thank goodness Wrath of God isn't Pauper legal. Of course it is. It's called Chittering Rats. I mean, Crypt Rats. Damn, Nim Chimpskey programmed my mind in the chat. I shouldn't really be surprised by the preponderance of white lists because, you know, Koldatha Red's everywhere, so everybody's into gaining life. It's a really good time to be on Infect, actually. Diamos 907, just like white border Chittering Rats. Oh, the worst. That might be the worst thing. Imagine if I meet an early demise and someone makes an urn of my ashes and they put like white bordered Chittering Rats art all over it. I think I could probably come back from the dead, reanimate just to get rid of them. That's how much my hatred flows for those. Alrighty. Don't be shy with these kind of draws, man. Just crunch. You know, I can protect this here, but it wouldn't stop me from just smashing in. Whack! There's too much. Similar to Koldatha Red, where you can just keep resetting and rebuilding. Target creature becomes white. Tap that creature, draw a card. No. All right. Don't change nothing. Let's go. The Tooth by itself, you can't look at it as a one-turn card, or like, one mana's not that, or one toughness isn't that great. Over and over and over again, every turn, and the flexibility to choose every single combat phase that I'm going to give this one now, or I'm going to take, like we did last turn, I'm going to take out a Dawnbringer. Crunch. Good times. All right. We'll divvy up the damage here. Maybe we'll end December with Infect lists. We'll play white Infect and then a standard green style one. It's another nice way around all this life gain, except you got to be able to survive against Koldatha Burn, which is very good at burning creatures. That's why I tend to lean on white for my Infect lists. Get there more consistently, tiny bit slower. Sometimes almost as fast, especially if you're using the solid footing trick on the Priests of Norn. Boy, they really like this Piercing Rays. That's doing some good work. Not going to lie. What's that, like the third one they've taken out? Let's see. Gingerbrute and 2. They're having a party. Oh, a noble evil spirit embiggens the smallest man. What's that quote from? That sounds pretty cool. The Raffine's informant. I wish they would have given Delver some sort of name like that. Like, it's informing you of what's in their hand. It has no secrets at all. I've always thought, I called it the blue rat, remember? It's just like, there's no secrets here. He's telling your opponent everything. What's going on? Alrighty. Embarrassment of riches. Let's do some stuff like this and this. Sure. Might as well try to make Our Lady live. I got the 1 mana there. Well, let's attack. Crunch, 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 crunch. The Simpsons. Expecting some old school, like, Victorian reference. It's like, nah, these yellow people. Let's go. Crunch. What else you got? The tooth is terrifying. You're best for one of mine. That's fine. We'll just draw some more of them. We still have 2 clues there. We can always double crack. All right. Well, we only get in for half their life here, but we're going to eviscerate the board again. Unless they have a tooth of their own or something. Let's see. It's a pretty intimidating board. Even a, what do you call a prismatic? If we know they've got it, it's a 2-turn clock with the Ornithopter because you can't prevent. Actually, you could drop a Flayer Husk on it and, what, make that 1.5 turns? Oh no, yeah, that's almost worse than like Barbie or Care Bears we were talking about last week. If Hasbro, or is it Hasbro? Yeah. Do not want them to take liberties with our beloved game. Leave it alone. Stop making so many sets. Alrighty, it's the Alamo here in the States. Let's see how they're holding out. They'll block there and there. And we have enough to kill them if we divvy up. Yeah, here's where we want the Sunchaser to die. Or that, right? That's kind of funny. This will work. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Which will get them to 4. Take this one down. Pass it around. We haven't lost a single round. All right, guys. I'm going to go get some more coffee. And check this out. This is one of my favorite propaganda commercials. It's a bit longer, so I use it as a commercial break, but it's based on some imaginary alcohols of the mind. Be right back.
Our ingredients have historic roots. Our water combines the spreading seas of Zendikar with the rushing rivers of Ixalan. Our grain is harvested from windswept heaths under Amonkhet's nourishing second sun. From the russet wolf potatoes to the straw golem berries, each piece of our mystical puzzle is then blessed by the order of the Ebon Hand, transmuting our prismatic ingredients into a magical elixir that is then held for 5 Teferi time twists. Then, our Balduvian brew mages carefully select only the finest examples, which are then exiled within our patented guild-packed glass. Introducing Jaya's hot and spicy chili vodka, and Jace's refreshing ice gin. Fire and ice. Experience your opposite. Available at all Sing Here superstores.
And we're back. Hopefully you enjoyed the fake master. We'll keep this. Our friend Nim Chimpskey right across from us. And it's going to be a slog mid-range, I'm assuming. It almost always is with my friend Tim in the house. We'll lead off with the Settlement Thraben Inspector. Boop. And here we go. Boop, 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 boop. Chili vodka, yes. Yep, I'm in the biz. Whoever was asking that. I cut movie trailers and I've cut Super Bowl commercials and lots of good stuff. Long career. Only about half done, I think. A lot more low-key stuff anymore. Very steady, low-key. Finally have a gig that's just show up, go home, kind of union style. No drama. Really like it. All right. Gates, huh? I'm not quite sure what we're up against here. We could do this to that, and we could do that to this. We're not going to be attacking. So we could draw into a trick here to use the thing. All right. 1, 2, that would be... This doesn't really make too much sense. We're going to make them think that we have the tooth. We just drew a bunch, so... Oh, I'll do that little hesitation like, I wish you would have blocked. So now we have phantom damage getting in. Mouse says, African Haggis, thanks for the show. Nice comeback. Aesthetically improved BruteSquad. That's a good way to say it. And Yargle, yes. The bluff is there. Well, he's seen 4 rounds of domination with the tooth in hand, so good times. I don't know, though. Given Nim's deck design styles, he usually really has a lot of life gains, so this is, if we're going to lose, this will be our one. But hey, it's good to have it to a friend. Hey, we're not bluffing anymore. All right, let's do this. Boom, boom. At this stage, you got to think we have the tooth, right? It's like, you must have it. Huh. Probably best to just drop this. I'll save those journeys for some sort of shenanigans in the future. Let's attack. We'll make good on our threats here. Bloop. Bloop. Pink. Bonk. It's not a bluff anymore. But man, are we flooded. Drew 4 cards and 3 of them were lands. Okay. Welcome to the SS metagame. Propaganda is now 2/2 stronger. I was like, that sounds like Littlefight. It's like, oh yeah, he wrote that. Wow, thank you, Karuni. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name over and over again. I apologize. I try to read it and not focus on my mispronunciations as I sit here and talk about it forever. Well, let's do this to here. A gate list, huh? Well, whatever shows up that we're afraid of, we'll start picking on it. Otherwise, it's just thrash time. Let's attack first. Wow, on a mobile, I couldn't imagine. As tech savvy as I may appear because of editing and such, I'm not. All right, we'll divvy out the damage here. Just get in for 1. See what tricks are coming our way. All right. Dispute. Not gonna lie, saw that one coming. Yeah, we've all been blocked here. Actually, let's do this now. Hey, cool. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Oh, that's been blocked. That's been blocked. Ah, never mind. Nothing. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate it, my friend. Hello, Propaganda, and happy holiday season to you and the crew. Do you think I'm crazy for building EDH decks of nothing but commons just because? Of course not. And I love the name Mindstab Thrall. I used to play that back for when in the ante days. Dark Ritual into that, attack, sack it, they lose 3 cards, then you hymn to Turok or vice versa. Oh man, good times. Back when I used to play Contract from Below, 4 of. Love that card. Yeah, I wish I would have used for my username a iconic MTG card like that. Alrighty, let's see how we're gonna get there here, folks. I don't like that reach creature. I think I'll splurge on a journey here and get rid of that. Kind of drawn dead here. He's obviously got a dispute here. They're just deciding whether or not to go for it. Lands? Why? I know. Very well said, Yargle. I love your little fox emotes. Those are cool. They remind me of the very first time I started watching Avatar The Last Airbender. It was the library episode, and they had these little foxes that helped out at a library. That's what those remind me of. In fact, Shirazamon here in the chat, we used to, what was that, like 4 or 5 years ago on the show, we had like 2 weeks where we would play Singleton Pauper, which is about as close as I'm going to get to EDH. That was a lot of fun. But he beat me every time. That damn Dinrova horror engine. I was like, really? Let's attack with everything. That's the kind of game I bring. Attack. I'm sure we're looking at a cast down, so let's keep things honest. We'll pile up on this, I guess. Village rights. A lot of cards exchanging here. They're just doing a bunch of cards. I'm considering a journey there, but I think that's a misplay. Mindstab, throw a funny piece of Magic, I guess, wannabe history. I was at PT San Diego, I think it was, when Psychotog, I was at the table when it was like, I forget the player that first played it. Was it Andrew? But it was there, and there was this gathering of just people. It was so cool to just see everybody kind of getting excited, like, no, this works. Look at this, and then the upheaval right behind it. That was back in the Odyssey block days. I was me and my buddy Paul Grasshoff were Pro Tour bound. Ended up getting second at PT New Orleans. All right, let's, man, I think that Ornithopter is going to do more work than the Inspector. I'll get rid of the Inspector. Oh, playing that way, eh? All right, leave me with no choice. Probably going to get that casted down. This is when we really want our Flayer Husks to show up. Yeah, and then I come back, and then like the next week, that's just the metagame. It was back when Extended was a format, before Modern was a thing. Come on, list. What the hell? But they already got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he's already got the mana to blow that up. Dang it. Kai Bood's Upheaval Tog list, yeah. First reference to him I got was about 3 a.m. one late night. I was up, and he was on ESPN playing that Dragon deck that brought him to his first Pro Tour fame. And I was like, oh my God, this is on ESPN. I got to get back into this game, because I was out of Magic for a little while. It was before Pauper was a thing, and, I'm a college student, and I'm just thinking like, you know what, I'm spending a lot of money on this, and those sorts of thoughts start entering your head. All right, well, our deck mana's fighting us, as is the long-range crunch of Nim Chimpskey's mid-range love. We're scooping. He's got us here. First loss of the day. Let's see if we can pull this out. Quite a bit of graveyard stuff going on. End of Festivities seems like it's going to be really good against him. Relic 2. Do we have enough room for all that? Harsh Sustenance I don't like. He's kind of picking apart a lot of little dudes here. How about 2 and 2? Now, what do we lose? I don't want it to be any creatures. I'll actually get rid of 1 drum. Journeys don't seem all that good here. I'll get rid of 2 journeys, 1 tooth. Let's try this out. One good thing about this list not having any care of our graveyard is you can run Relic and not be worried about tripping it. Moving forward, there might be kind of a neat way to utilize it. I'm not sure, but yes. So close to a keep. My goodness, that Ornithopter drum is so tasty when it works, but we got a mulligan here. And flood. Okay, but we have 2 these guys against a edict list, so I will keep this. We'll get rid of a settlement because we're already flooded. Done. Let's see if we can get in for some early damage here. This will go online a lot quicker than you think. Meaning next turn. Welcome aboard the SS metagame, Funk Bro. Awesome. Oh, thank you for the sub there, Funk Bro. I really appreciate it. A good show today. Just suffered our... Alright, let's just attack. We are good at doing aggressive things. Attacko. Come over for 4 on turn 2. Crunch. Now we've got some edict insurance. We'll let those germs pay the edict, and then they'll piggyback onto our Ardent Recruit. At least that's the flavor of the day right now. We'll attack right into this, bluffing that we have the other tooth. Again, bogs. Our graveyard's just non-existent. Our synergy with it, I should say. It literally is non-existent right now. Sorcery speed, right? Yep. Bonk. That'd be so brutal if that could do damage that way. You know what? I think for tempo's sake, I might just do this now. We do have a lot of flyers in this list, and I don't want them negating 3 damage a turn, even this turn. Let's just get in for 7 or 6. Somebody likes maths. Crunch. An unchecked recruit, early draw. That's why it's in the list. It's so good. Would really like to draw a tooth here. Or another journey. Or a draw spell. A lot of things. Give this deck time if you like it. If you feel like you want to play this. It's all about that first turn or two. Everything else is supplementary. Here we go. Getting in for 3 still. Get rid of a critter. Let's see if we can keep this up. Always. This is a do stuff and then attack list. So far, 12 uncommons. Wayfinder. Let's hope there's no like Knot of the Bone or, well, I guess at this stage it's not going to be that bad, but any life gain at this stage is really frustrating. Yay, Pulsum Ross is not in play. Uh-oh, maybe it is. There's a swamp in there. Beautiful swamp, Nim Chimpskey. That is pretty. What is the deal? We play Nim Chimpskey and we get flooded. We have 12 lands. Let's attack. I'd rather keep them a mystery at this stage. Hey, boop, 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 boom. Still getting in for 3. Something's dying. What is it? Oh, is this a Pulsum Rasa? Ugh. Barbaric. All right. And they're going to claw their way back. It's an apt avatar for our friend Nim Chimpskey. 7 life. Woo. Let's pause on this card. Enters the battlefield 2 or more gates, you gain 7 life. Oh, man. This is just so Nim Chimpskey here. First he beats us at soccer and now this, right? All right. I'm not going to regret. I like seeing Gingerbrute at this stage. We'll make him unblockable. And I believe it's going to... Oh, man, see... This is a bit frustrating. Let's put this on here. I'll leave that for the edict, but we still could lose to edicts here. Attack. All the way back up to 17 life. That is frustrating. Down that goes. Gingerbrute doing some work. If he can start blinking this with something, it's going to be mega frustrating. Mind Step Throw, I love that. No regrets. I laughed so hard when I saw that show or that movie. Jason Sudeikis, he's so, oh my God, what a kick in the crotch. Gatekeepers for the win. Crunch. Ugh. If we can plow through all this hate, this would be awesome, but with gates in tow, this is getting a little scary here. We cannot block. I don't know why I didn't attack there. Then we would be very afraid of edicts. Okay, we get a flyer on board. I like that. Actually, I'll use the blue here. You can send a link, Mindstab Throw, to either Nim Chimpskey, who's in a game right now, so that won't work, but send it to Shirazman, and then we can do that. We just do that to prevent abuse of said, what do you call just somebody trying to, you know, throw something inappropriate. I try to keep it PG. I only swear about twice a year, so. Hopefully we have a lot of young Pauper having a good old time. Okay, I think we have to, I don't know, man. We do that and then they pull some Marasa it. Maybe we just let this die. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to let our guy die. And we're just going to see if we can, maybe he hits a drought of, it's far-fetched. We're probably headed to our first loss here. He has to not draw any Marasas. And they can always sacrifice his own dude to get the gatekeeper back. But yeah, I really like this game plan and Chimpsky's got here because it's slow as molasses like most of his lists, but you know, it makes up for it and just being able to stay alive and build, and then inevitability of the Basilisk Gate. And that's one of the cards we do not like to see. I almost feel like he brought this to just beat BruteSquad. Crunch. What a jerk. I know. I'll bring a deck that thrashes this. It's like in the old days when you play a fast deck in a tournament, you look around and you kind of take notes like, okay, that guy's on burn, that guy's on control, and that way you get free first turn info. All right, let's just do this. Bloop, we're dead. We'll rock here. Sent. Nim metagames propaganda well. Yeah, watch for 4 rounds, learn the list, and then crunch. I'm just doing this out of sheer reckless abandon just to show you guys the final end of BruteSquad today. If you want me to personally look at any links, just send it to propaganda@gmail.com. And it's a beautiful use of rats, too. I really like that on the gate. That's pretty sweet. All right. Let's block here. Yep. Every card's brutal against us. We'll just play it out. Just be academic about it, right? Let's trip this clue. I'm not going to want to tap anything, so I think I'll use this. Oh. I mean, he can just EOT us, right? It's brutal. 3 gets us to that. It'd be really nice if we could get that built up even bigger. Why not? I'll say BruteSquad's a great list, unless the person makes a list against it. Crunch! Down we go. At least the rats are gone, though. I'll just call it Nim Hate. Mid-range Nim Hate. Crunch. We lose. I thought we lose. Pretty hard to get out of this one, folks. Auriok Sunchaser, fly me to the moon. You get the idea. You got the spirit of the show. Woo! How can you cast that? With this? Don't even know if it's worth it at this point. There's so many scenarios where that doesn't work. That's one of them. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'd have to tap that to get rid of that. We're at 1. We're done, son. This is it. Crunch. Wah, wah, wah. So, go 4-1 on the day. little bit of an asterisk there, meaning that's about as hateful of a list as you can run into with BruteSquad, but looked pretty valid. A lot of staying power. Enough about that. Back to this. So this is BruteSquad as it sits here at the end of 2022. Always mix and match and stuff. Again, don't sleep on Flayer Husk. Those are just MVP of the list. Once you start getting flooded, turning these into 2 or 3 3s that are unblockable is pretty awesome. Really like being in the Journey to Nowhere main camp. I think that's very important. You could probably cut one. I do believe that's what I made room for. Harsh Sustenance used to be main, and there were 3 journeys. This card's only good late when you have 5 or 6 things, and you can also target creatures with this, but it's so fun against Tron when they get that arrogant, pass the turn lock with the Stonehorn Dignitary Ephemerate, and zap, you just kill them. It's so rewarding when that happens. So anyway, everybody, thanks for joining me here on Propaganda. I'll be probably not online much today for the next little bit maybe, because we're playing with actual cards all night tonight. But I'll probably be online tomorrow and such, hoping that my 49ers win and such. So since you have BruteSquad, now you need Princess Buttercup deck. Yes! I'm a big Princess Bride fan, that's for sure. In fact, we have if you watch our tutorial on BruteSquad, which we linked a little while ago, you'll see that that's where I got the name from. And you'll see a little Billy Crystal-esque intro to this list. So anyway, everybody, so this is where it sits now. The list will be available on YouTube link below. Please like, subscribe, and do all that stuff. And until next time, this is deluxeicoff for Propaganda. Thank you to Nim Chimpskey and Shiraz for always being there, holding my hand digitally. And we'll see you next time. We're going to go out with a little funny hexproof skit. Adios.
I must find if I too possess this special skill. Remember, do not stop until I give you the signal or dramatically throw you to the ground and request a towel.
Attention Propaganda Knights! Show your love of all things Papa with our Ultra Deluxe playmats. And true to our Papa roots, the glorious artwork is 100% free.
Trying to give these guys everything they can get. I mean, that's it.
Just send an email to propaganda@gmail.com with the subject 1, 2, or 3, and we'll send you the playmat file for free.
I gotta read it again because my mind is just a piece of shit this morning.
Just visit yourplaymat.com. Custom sleeves available too. Use code Propaganda10YP.